I found out the other day when I made the video, it's Chicken Little. It's not Chicken Head. I fucked it up. I did a video and I said, when Chicken Head thought the
Oh,
sky
you
was
said
falling
chicken
in,
head? I didn't even notice that. That's
yeah.
so funny.
Some one of the readers said, Howie, man, it's Chicken Little. It's not
That's for
Chicken
sure
Head.
the name of this episode.
Cash Daddies is for entertainment purposes only. You'd be an idiot to listen to anything these degenerates say. Invest at your own risk, do research, but seriously don't listen to these ass clowns. Now enjoy Cash Daddies.
Welcome to Cash Daddies. Believe it or not, we're banking fatties, dog. We're in it to win it. Join me as always from space, Johnny Woodard. Johnny, how was your week?
Good, man. I made it to Florida before the world ends down there. It was
And
nice
you got out in time, huh?
nice to get in and out. Yeah, get in and out. It was never been to the Keys before now. Don't want to go back again. I can see why that's a good thing for like trans and elderly, but for the rest of us,
Trans and
a little
elderly.
boring.
There's a lot of elderly and trans people there.
Oh, dude, the trans. Well, yeah, it's big.
But let's face it, Johnny. The real problem is elderly trans. Am I right, everybody? They're creeping everybody out. Their fucking wigs look haunted. I've heard you say this 1,000 times. Also joining us, the guy who makes it all possible, my good friend and yours. You'll see him live with myself in Saratoga Springs this Friday night. 2 shows. He's bringing a basketball. How we doing?
What's going on, beautiful people?
How are you? You got your hair cut. You're ready to rock. You look good. You look like every guy that back in high school just made nerds' life awful, right? That's your look right now. Johnny, you look like the nerd that he's just bullying.
Lick
I was
the
actually
toilet, pussy. Lick the
I was
fucking
a little
toilet.
mean. I was kind of the mean person in high school, if I'm being honest.
Whoa.
You're like,
Johnny.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not proud of that. I have some regrets, but yeah.
I do too. Aaron McNally, if you're out there, please contact me so I can make a
Yeah, I got a few names on the list. Yeah, I'm sorry too. I've told them already, but
welcome to the number one financial podcast ever of all time. We're getting deep in some finances. A lot of crazy shit going on. You know what, Howie, I always think about you whenever we're talking economy. I go, yeah, we're hearing about this awful economy, yet the dollar is the strongest it's been in a long time. What is that? How is that possible?
I'll tell you, it's 3 things, man. It's like, it's too strong now. It's too strong. It's hurting exports. When the dollar's strong as shit, anybody exporting something anywhere in the world, those countries can't afford it. So your exports get hit. Then in turn, your sales get hit and then your earnings get hit. So it's a problem now. Dollars way the hell up because the Fed finally stopped spending. They stopped spending. In turn, they raised the Fed funds rate. So, banks aren't going to borrow from for a while. And you got Forex traders, foreign exchange traders, basically, trading using debt to trade right now because the dollar's so fucking strong. So, that's why. I mean, 3 different things.
Now, what does a strong dollar represent?
It represents this. I mean, if you want to go to Italy, you can buy a lot more wine and pizza than you could a couple of years ago. I think one of the listeners, what was her name? She just came back from Italy and she said it was amazing. She said it was cheap to stay there. It's cheap because the dollar's so strong. So it's the best time in the world to travel and buy things in other countries.
even the pound sterling close to parity now, right?
The pound's getting pounded.
Yeah, the pound's getting pounded.
It really is, man. I mean, and what's crazy is right now, believe it or not, we're probably without a doubt, we're the strongest economy in the world right now. Everybody else is just taking a real beat down. But the dollar's strong, but it does hurt exports. It hurts companies like McDonald's, Coca-Cola. Those companies are getting hurt because.
Let me help Coke real quick.
There you go. Well, here in this country, you're all right, but overseas, people can't afford the Cokes right now. They're a little too expensive. So it's definitely a problem. Hopefully it'll retract and go the other way. But that's one of the things that's crazy right now. The other thing, along with the strong dollar, is for the first time in decades, and I'm talking decades, home sales slowed in July. The fastest
Listen to
rate in
me.
history.
This is the weirdest thing because I know that property is such a big part of all economies, right? Building of houses, selling of houses, buying of houses, all that stuff. But man, like Dana and I, we go on Zillow all the time, look around, and like we're like things are finally dropping to a normal level. Now, I mean, I do. So get into your thoughts because I want to find something on Twitter. This guy broke down about like how much you have to make a year to be able. Okay, so okay, now
to
she
live in
can't
New York?
make it. She said our guest can't make it.
Okay.
All right, but go on, Howie, with what you were talking about, houses going down, because I want to find this thing I want to tell you about.
Yeah, man. I mean, basically, how and for July, they tracked and housing sales finally slowed, and it slowed to the fastest rate in history in July. So, that's good in two ways. I mean, that goes to tell you that how housing prices aren't still skying. So that's a good thing as far as inflation. It tells you maybe inflation's coming down a little bit. Maybe the Fed doesn't have to be so aggressive at the next meeting and raise 75 basis points, maybe 25 or 50. But that's one good thing. I mean, that tells us, if wages can slow down a little bit right now, not go as high, we'll be in good shape. It's not. I don't think that we're in as rough a shape as we thought we were. Gas prices have come way down, so that's another thing.
Okay. Hey Howie, let's just stop here. Sam's computer died, and he's working on coming back. So let's just stop. Let's pause here. I'm gonna pause.
Sorry, guys, my computer just went out, even though I have 44% power. It just went out. So me apologize to all you. I love you all very much. So where were we? What were we talking about?
You were looking for that Twitter account, talking about cost of living increases, maybe, or cost.
Yeah, I mean, like basically, you have to make $100,000 more a year to own a house in LA, and in Austin, it's like almost triple.
Austin, really? Wow.
Yeah, because everyone left LA for Austin.
Yeah, but you don't even pay state taxes down there.
It goes again down to everybody moving one place and just willing to pay an insane amount more for property.
That's wild.
Right?
That is wild.
It's crazy. I mean, like in a year, it's gone up 100,000, 200,000. It's like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's inflation, but California, you got tax problems there. Holy shit. You're paying state, local. It's like New York City.
Yeah. I think I might have found it. Hold on.
You pay to live in these places.
No, that's not.
You may think it's a cool place to live right in downtown New York, but holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's nuts. The price of living's just gone nuts, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking at Westchester County, Rockdale County, and taxes. You're paying 25,000 a year just on property taxes.
Yeah,
so
it's ridiculous.
Like, yeah.
It's just ridiculous, and that's the American dream, and we're dealing with. All right, so what else you guys want to get into?
What about this fucking hurricane coming into Florida, man? It ruined me. I was supposed to fly down Friday, and the hurricane's coming in. Looks like it's going to destroy the Buccaneer season. So they say the Buccaneers all took off. But that's always interesting because take a look the next couple of days at stocks like Home Depot and Lowe's, because traditionally when you got a nice hurricane coming in, those stocks do really well.
Really?
Oil and energy too.
Look at really? Oh yeah, because Given any excuse, they'll jack up the price of everything.
Yeah, energy, oil, retail, Home Depot, Exxon. Wait you see those companies the next few days. They'll go up.
Is my computer dragging?
No.
It's just so weird, man. It's just like, so I hate to be like, they're after me, but man, sometimes I'll go on the road and I'll use even hotel Wi-Fi and it blows my Wi-Fi out of the water. And
Are
now
you
I look at
plugged in?
myself and I'm just like, I'm 8-bitting it. It's so weird.
It might be your internet, dude. Like you might
Yeah,
need
of
to
course
upgrade.
it is.
No, I mean you might need to upgrade your internet.
We pay for the best internet.
It could be your equipment, then your Wi-Fi router or something like that.
It's just crazy.
You should complain to them, dude. They'll come by and look at it.
So I want to get into the pound again, and what does that mean for England that the pound is taking a beating?
You know what? I look at it like those fucking English just spent too much time at Queen's funerals when they should be out busting their ass working. It's like, listen, man, I love the English, but what the fuck? I mean, no, they have problems. They just raise rates. They're in a recession. I mean, England's got problems right now.
What is England's exports?
I mean, it's tourism, right? I mean, that's their business.
Fucking tea. I don't know.
Yeah,
Crumpets. What do they make in England?
What is that economy built on?
Tourism.
Yeah, it is tourism.
That's why they can't get rid of the monarchy, dude. They cannot afford to get rid of the monarchy in England.
No, I mean, all they got is, an old king named Henry VIII. He was cool because he cut his wife's heads off. I mean, that's pretty much what I know about England.
I get it, dude. I respect that move, dog. Sometimes you got to deal with shit. You know what I'm saying? But
okay, here are the top. Here are the top 10 exports for 2021 for the UK. Machinery, including computers, that's 67 bill. Gems and precious metals, 65 bill. Vehicles, 40 billion. So we're talking, like Land Rover, mostly there, I guess. Mineral fuels, including oil, 33 billion.
Tangeray.
Electrical machinery. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jaguars, that's their export, I guess. It's not a lot, dude. Pharma, a little bit of pharma.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the world's big companies, you don't hear a lot of like, wow, there's a great biotech company out of London.
Yeah, I get that. That's so like the whole question is like, what is really going on with England? Did the England Empire actually crash and burn, or did it just reorganize itself and it's still an empire?
Nah, I think, once they gave up Australia, South Africa, Africa, India, once they gave up all those, what have they had? They don't have anything. They got a small little country. It's them fighting it out with France. It's Paris and London, man. What does France export besides wine?
It's a lot of wine.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean,
what does Europe export?
Socialism.
Yeah, you got to go like at least India has a lot of people on the phones.
Machinery and heavy and equipment again are the number one export for Europe, and then pharma products are after that, and then motor vehicles. Motor vehicles is a big chunk, actually. It's 10.3%. I mean, if you think about all the badges that come out of, especially Germany, that's mostly Germany.
Yeah. Well, Germany at least puts out legit vehicles.
Yeah.
Audi, BMW,
chemical products, and then you're looking at computer, electronic, and optical products. You're getting down to like 7% there.
Johnny, I just sent you a link to that housing meme that I just saw. You can click on it and it will show you how crazy the housing and what you have to make to be able to afford a house.
You sent a text to me, Sam?
No, it's on Twitter. I sent it through DM. I slipped in your DMs like a scumbag.
Hold on. I'm not sure if I'm logged in on this computer. Just a sec.
But it's super crazy. I mean, it's just super crazy. And we'll see what happens. So, yeah, I mean.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Just a second.
Look at this.
All right. So income needed to afford a house. To afford a typical home at 30% of household income. You're looking at number one, Austin, Texas. You would need 160,000 in 2022 versus 76,000 in 2020.
How crazy is that?
Boston, Mass, 170 grand versus 99 grand just 2 years ago. Then in third is Charlotte, North Carolina, 95 versus 45. Holy shit! Look at that increase. That's gone up $50,000.
You could afford a house in Charlotte
just 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's supposed to be I keep hearing about how that's one of the hottest real estate markets. Then if you go down the list, you got Columbus, Ohio, Dallas, Houston. Seems like a lot of Texas cities. It's called the LA people. Indianapolis, Vegas, LA, Miami, Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, really? Oh, look at the cost in Oklahoma City though. It's gone up from 31 to 55.
Right, that's so crazy.
Dude, you can afford a house like collecting cans and bringing them in once a week if you live in Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City is a great city.
Come on, no, it's not. It's boring.
It is.
It's boring.
Sam, it's got one sport. I mean, what do they got there? They got good bombers. That's about it.
They got barbecue. But that's about it.
Dude, I'll tell you this. Oklahoma City's got good-looking population. I don't care what people say. They're good-looking people.
Okay. And then you got Philly for some reason. I don't quite understand that. Then Pittsburgh, Seattle, and DC.
Pittsburgh's a growing city.
It's know what's so interesting? These dying cities are going to see a giant rebirth with all these people moving back to them because they can afford houses there. And you're going to start seeing like some hipster shit like they did in Detroit where they kind of flip everything.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
I mean, people love to shit on hipsters, but they turn communities around. I mean, people in real estate love hipsters. They've been keeping real estate afloat for decades now.
The one thing they do that upsets the local population is they can also cause a giant jump in rent.
Yeah, sure they do.
When you start seeing red hair and like faux hawk mullets, right?
At least they pay rent, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's something in this economy.
Yeah, for
sure. Them paying their rent.
For sure. It's kind of crazy.
Hey everybody, the recession is underway, fuel is through the roof, food prices are insane, and people have started to even lose their homes. But there can be a massive positive to this because recessions are where more wealth is made than in any other time in the economic cycle. Take the last recession, for example. Those who invested in property and stocks more than doubled their money in less than 2 years. But no market rose like crypto, where people made 10x, 50x, even 100 times over the same period. That's what James McMahon did. On his Crypto with James YouTube channel, he told his 21,000 subscribers to invest in the same 26 coins that he did. Had you invested $100 in each, you'd have been in profit more than $123,000. His top pick of the year, a crypto called Phantom, went up a staggering 692 times. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify it yourself. James will be sharing every coin he buys during this recession on his Copy My Crypto membership site. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest. You simply copy along. So, to join the 2,800 members who copy James, go to copymycrypto.com/Sam. That's copymycrypto.com/SAM. It's your call. You can thrive in this recession or be a victim. Go and visit the site and read every word.
Pittsburgh's like Buffalo. Buffalo was a down and out shit town. And now there's all kinds of technology planned. Buffalo's turned it around. It's a nice city.
I'll be honest with you, man. The population of Buffalo, better looking than I thought when we went out there. Better looking than I thought.
Really?
It's changed a lot from when your family lived there.
Are you now? Was it cold when you went? Is it one of those things where they're covering up so you can't see everything, or was it warm?
No, they're just good-looking people, man. Okay. Like you expect to go to Buffalo, you see like
stout.
Meaty farmer ladies,
yeah,
right?
Stout people, like husky is what I expect.
Yeah, like it's kind of funny that like sometimes like the people that they focus on in the stands of the football game makes you think that's how everybody looks, right?
Yeah,
like Wisconsin, right?
Like the whole Wilkowski family. It's like there's Bobby and Jill Wilkowski, and the rest of them, they originated from Poland with 3 eyes and fucking 17,000 teeth, but now they're back to normal. I mean, that's what they do.
It's just it's like, so like you think like everyone in Wisconsin looks like a cheesehead, right? like fat people who wear nothing outdoors in the cold, right? And you're like, you're just ridiculous, but they're actually good looking people there. So it's kind of crazy. But Buffalo is also leading the country in greenhouse technology for whatever that's worth.
Well, yeah.
As long as the government's propping it up. Yeah, I mean it's a viable business.
Plus, you throw in the marijuana business in New York State with the greenhouse technology, and you got a good little business there.
Yeah, so good racket.
Howie, how'd your week go?
The week I'm not gonna lie, we are getting our asses handed to us right now. I'm talking, I've been through 2 bear markets in my life, and this one, I mean, it's not quite as bad as the other 2 yet. We may have a day of capitulation. That means shit just really sells off, then it comes back. But on Friday, I did something. I had about 22% cash left in all my accounts, and I went all in. I went all in on all kinds of different stocks on Friday. And we dropped another 1%. So, but I like it. I love the market, believe it or not, where it is now, because when you got douchebags like Jim Cramer on CNBC telling everybody to buy the shit out of Nvidia at 170, but don't buy it at 130, 123, 124, that's when I like it. I think the VIX, which is the volatility index, that closed today at like 32, 33, which is getting really high. And that's a good sign. We're going to have a day this week where you're going to see shit way up. I got a better feeling now.
Johnny, do you have feelings of that? Do you have a feeling that things are on the way up? I listen, man.
No, I don't think they're on the way up. I don't think they're on the way up. I think the news is so bad. I think bad means good. In other words, stuff is so shitty right now that we always say you want to buy on bad news. And when these guys are like, sit back, I wouldn't buy now, that's when you want to buy.
Interesting. Johnny, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Does anything feel like good news right now? I mean, I don't have a strong feeling about any of it. It's all just scary to me right now, honestly. And if I was smarter, I would probably just keep my money on the sideline because I don't know what the fuck to do.
Well, that's a good answer. I mean, I like the fact that you're scared. That's what we want to hear. We want when people are scared and fucking. I found out the other day when I'm in the video, it's Chicken Little. It's not Chicken Head. I fucked it up. I did a video and I said, when Chicken Head thought the
you said Chicken Head? I didn't even notice that. Yeah. That's so funny.
One of the readers said, Howie, man, it's Chicken Little.
That's for sure Head. The name of this episode is Chicken Head. That's so
yeah. So when everyone thinks the world's coming to an end, and I went all in on Friday. I don't regret it. I think we're gonna have a great day or two this week, hopefully tomorrow. But it's coming, man. You got to stay positive. It's coming.
I saw the meme stocks were all up today. I saw that. GME was up like 7%. AMC up almost 10%. Tesla up 3%.
And those things just have been blasted. I mean,
yeah, I don't understand what moves those stocks. Honestly, it's just people like pumping and dumping right at the institutional level at this point, isn't it?
Wow, you got AMC down to 740.
What about that ape coin? Have you seen what that is at? Is it or the ape ticker? Let me see. What is that at now? It's at 338. Okay, so yeah, they didn't even get back what they lost on the original ticker when they.
No.
That was such a weird thing. That was almost like a publicity stunt, right? If you look at that, that's just down, down, down.
No, but that's what we want to hear this week. We want to hear a few more fights within corporate offices. Maybe a CEO goes crazy and knifes his CFO. We need some more, a few more jumpers, and then we'll get back to normal. We'll get back to normal.
I want to ask you guys something. What are your guys' thoughts on pulling some cash out of the bank and just keeping it on the side?
Well, you talked about this earlier, and Howie, I'm interested what you think about this. I told Sam that if the thing that he's worried about happens, like a run on the banks or something, your cash is not going to be that valuable anyway, right? Like if the economy just completely implodes and the currency implodes, you're going to wish you had something like gold or, something you can trade.
I mean, if you're worried about, honest to God, and they've done, I've read studies on this for years. If there's ever a run on the banks in the SIPC, if they can't stroke you a check for whatever, $500,000 or whatever you had in the bank, yeah, money's going to be worthless. I mean, you're going to be living in the woods with a fucking shotgun hunting rabbits. I mean, that's reality. So, I mean, whether you have dollar bills in a shoebox or whether you have them at a bank, there's no difference. You're safer at a bank because, if your house catches on fire, you get robbed. That's always a problem.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
So
yeah, I'd rather have if you're gonna take it out, might as well put it in gold, dude.
So take it, put it into gold.
So, I mean, don't you think? Because at least if we are in this end of days economy, where people are sucking dick for gasoline to get across the border, you might as well have gold, right?
Now, is there a business in that? Can we set up a stand or something?
just a glory hole with like a gas pump. Like, okay, you put your dick in, and then you take your dick out and pour the gas out the same hole.
Yeah.
You could buy gold, but gold is becoming worthless too.
Why?
Gold, the only thing that's dropped more than gold is silver.
It won't drop forever though. We know that. It
Do you see how low silver is right now? It just drops. Gold's dropped. Shit, the index GLD spider, it was at 6 months ago, it was at 185 down to 151. And this is a commodity it's not supposed to move.
Yeah.
I mean, and actually it's supposed to go up when stocks go down, and that's not happening right now. So
that won't happen if history has taught us anything, though. That's not going to continue, right?
Johnny, what about her story though? Has her story said anything about gold in the past?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Who the fuck is
that's the last place I would go for.
So it's interesting, man. I mean, the dollar is strong. That's the thing that makes me go, if the dollar's strong, what are we worrying about? But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't understand it.
Well, I mean, the Fed's raising rates, which slows the shit out of everything. People stop buying because interest rates are going up. So eventually things will level out. I mean, things aren't going to bounce back. We're going to have highs and lows. This is definitely, I've been buying stocks for decades, and this is not a buying hold moment. This is you got to buy, take profits, store some cash, buy again, sell, take profits, store some cash, because I do think we're going to get a nice dead cat bounce here. Do I think we're out of this bear market? Hell no. I don't. I think it's going to be, we'll trade between a range for the next probably year and a half, but that's okay. We can still bank Daddies.
Year and a half. Damn.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Life is so wonderful. And it's just all this economic chaos is just making it just pain in the ass.
Yeah, but that's been here before we were around, man.
It'll be here when we're gone.
It'll be here for hundreds of years. That's the way it is.
Yeah,
unless Russia starts nuking everyone.
Russia's not going to nuke anyone.
Putin's hilarious, man. What a fucking he's comical, I think.
Who do you like, Zelensky, bro?
I didn't even know who he was. I thought that was a dude I went to college with.
Listen, dude, he couldn't even play at your comedy club. That's how bad of a comic he was. Okay.
What was he,
Zelensky?
a comic or an actor?
He was a comic. And he did comedic acting.
Yeah, I mean, he was like a teacher in a sitcom, about like, overworked teachers, if you they made him president.
You imagine seeing that sitcom, and where's the sitcom take place? It's in the Ukraine, like what today was hard. We had to go pick corn. You're like making jokes about picking corn, and like
my favorite thing is like, and I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I love how conspiracy theorists are like, oh my God, he was a comedic actor and they made him president. I'm like, we had a game show host.
Yeah, we can't say much on that.
We can't say much.
No,
I mean, he literally was a game show host, and he went from game show host to fucking president. Now, this just lets you know it's all the same people pulling all the same fucking things.
What was that damn movie that Reagan acted in? With a bedtime for Bobo or whatever the fuck. I mean, come on, we go there,
Dude,
as
look at
Americans.
Time for Bobo. That
Arnold-
is hilarious. Hey, do
Arnold
we got any
Schwarzenegger, man.
Yeah,
That was
for
a mutant.
sure. Do we have any
No, we just killed that. The questions in the episode, we're not going to do those anymore, like you said. So,
Okay. What else we got?
I want to talk about, you guys know what Moore's law is. It's the idea that computer chips, they're going to be increasingly more powerful and increasingly smaller, and it's an exponential thing. It's part of what Ray Kurzweil, Sam, who thinks that we're all going to eventually upload our brains, our consciousnesses to computers at some point, and live forever by 2040.
Which Johnny wants to by when?
2040 is his prediction. It's because he's an old guy.
Intel agrees with that.
Well, that's what that's what I'm going to bring up. So there's a divide right now in between Nvidia and Intel, the guys at the top. Nvidia is pretty negative on the continuation of Moore's law, and I've just got a quote here from the CEO of Intel, that's Jensen Huang, said that the method of using brute force transistors and the advances of Moore's law has largely ran its course, is what he told investors after unveiling their new products there, which, by the way, Nvidia just introduced some kick-ass GPUs. Unfortunately for them, the demand for GPUs right now is at a real low, and they're sitting on a shit ton of stock from the last generation of GPUs that is unsold because the demand didn't continue from Bitcoin mining. But yeah, so then you have the Intel's CEO, Gelsinger, said that Intel is working on manufacturing advances such as new lithography techniques and ribbon FET architecture that would allow the company to continue to cram more transistors on each chip as they get small enough to be measured in. See if you've ever heard of this. They're going to be measured in something called angstroms, a unit equal to 100 millionth of a centimeter. 100 millionth of a centimeter. They're putting shit on something that's 100 millionth of a centimeter,
and they're putting more shit on it.
Yeah, we aspire.
The whole thing is like, this thing's getting smaller, and we're cramming more shit in it.
Yeah, well, that's what the whole thing is based on. It used to be, in the 60s, it was easy because you could actually see every little transistor, and now they're beyond microscopic. We aspire from today, he said, for about 100 billion transistors on a single package, and by the end of a decade, 1 trillion transistors in a single package, and we're on a schedule, according to Gelsinger. That's their guy. So I don't know. It's interesting. They disagree about it, and I think it seems to me that the market probably is buying what Nvidia is saying right now, because Intel is just flat for the longest time.
I love Nvidia at this price. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. I think that they've been pounded, so there's not much place to go but up now. And crypto's going to rebound, right? Crypto's got to rebound.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think it's going to rebound until everybody wait to see what's happening with all this legislation, what's going to happen with Celsius. Like, dude, I get hit up all the time. Buy this, buy. Why would I buy any more coins right now? Until you could show me that I'm not going to have my shit just jacked for me.
Dude, I'm a sucker too. A guy came to me the other, maybe a month ago and was like, bro, you got to get into Cult Dow. Cult Dow it's about to explode. And I was like, all right. I looked at literally 2 days later, it was 50% down.
Listen, here's the problem with crypto.
I'm never doing it again.
This is the problem with crypto right now. Is that the market is so unstable, whatever exchange you're on could jack your fucking coins. That's one. Two is that the market hasn't moved quick enough to make these coins usable. Like you can't use them for anything.
No. Well, at some point in the early days of crypto, you hear about the guy who sold the pizza for whatever, like $1 billion now. Everybody was about trying to make it work in the real world, buying and selling things that you kept hearing about more like Bitcoin ATMs. And at some point along the way, the people who saw it more as an investment vehicle started taking over the buying and selling of crypto. And now I don't know if we'll ever get to that point, honestly, Sam. They may just burn the whole thing down.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the problem. Now we get into the whole
Regulation.
New World Order movement and how they want us on digital currency. You're never going to get everybody to go digital currency if they're hesitant about it. So I personally believe, unless they cram it down their throat, which is definitely an option, you're going to see a giant growth in crypto. It's just they have to get to the place where you can use crypto in places. That's the biggest thing.
But
That's
what if the innovator is, see, I have this thought that what if the person or the entity that comes in with the answer is the government? You know, they come in with the best system that, like, maybe they insure your losses, you know, if you send something to the wrong address or something like that. And then they insist, you know, through federal regulation that businesses take the US, you know, federal coin or whatever. What if they're the ones that come in with the answer? Do you think people would adopt it then?
listen.
I'm afraid they would.
Well, my personal opinion is if crypto is just taking its ass beating and people are losing money, and you're coming there going, "Hey, use our crypto." I think right now crypto is a very outlaw thing, and the outlaws aren't going to fucking go to the government's crypto when the whole point of crypto was to get away from.
What if they make it a fork though, where like, okay, everybody who has,
Who's
you know, it's
gonna
like an
make it,
airdrop.
though? Who are you? Who's who? The government? Because who runs
Yeah.
the government? The government kisses the bank's asses.
Right,
That's what
but
they
the
do.
government does
Government
want
kisses
the
JP
Federal Reserve.
Morgan.
When we say government, when it comes, we're talking Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve wants to make its own coin. They all want to make their own coin because they want to get us on to digital.
I don't know if they
currency.
do want to make their own coin, because the Federal Reserve, they lend money to Bank of America, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. They lend money to the BlackRock. They lend money to these places. So when Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan comes out and says Bitcoin is 100% fallacy, it's never going to work, it's a crock of shit, we're never going to use it, he's one of the most powerful dudes in the whole world. I mean, that's who the Fed lends money to, Jamie Dimon and guys like that. So how the hell is it ever going to get out there? I just don't know how.
We've seen institutions invest in Bitcoin though. You know,
They do.
They mostly lost what they invested at this point.
Well, I think they do that to manipulate it.
I mean, and they do have money invested in it. Yes, Goldman Sachs, but not much. Not much.
So what do we
take it
want
over.
to do?
You guys want to take it over to Patreon now?
Let's take it over to Patreon.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Head
Come
to
see me and
patreon.com/hashtags.
See me and Howie this Friday in Saratoga Springs. Come get weird.
Saratoga Springs, Putnam Place. It's going to get nutty.
Heard you guys are shooting something over there, huh?
Loads.
We're not talking about that or what?
No, yeah, we're shooting. Yeah, I got Showbiz Productions, man. Best production company in New York City, coming up filming the whole fucking thing. It's going to be wild.
Cool. All right. Yeah, head over to patreon.com/cashdaddies. We're going to go deep over there.